Who's a good girl? It is my Charlie girl.
Is this thing on? Hunter, please come to the forge at your earliest convenience. Again, that's Hunter to the forge. Thank you. Strange out.
Like 70s grindhouse flicks. See, Hunter, you're so much more than a weapon. You're fun. Hey, for someone they just dug up, you look pretty fresh. Tony Stark used to be the ultra-rich jerk I saw on TV. Now, he's the ultra-rich jerk who eats all the cashews in the bowl.
Hi, kiddo. You'll be back to your old self in no time, kiddo.
Nobody knows exactly what it is you remember, so they'll probably want to hold your hand for a minute. Don't take it personally. Even legends gotta crawl before they can walk.
Oops. This is why I normally fly. Looks like you're off to a good start.
Oshter smiles upon me. The goddess disagrees.
noble Ashtur guides my hand. The gods are fickle. It is one of the elemental rods. This is which sign? The goddess of order approves. Fascinating. Blessings of the goddess. Curious. Interesting. What is this? Intriguing. I was always drawn to this place as a child, but somehow I had almost forgotten about it. Ah, I see. That is something.
This rubble looks loose.
Was I ever really this innocent? Maybe before I started my training. I see. Curious. Perhaps a witch from the Salem Coven made this. What is this? She believes in our purpose. Must not be her purview. Caretaker hardly spoke of him, but I like to imagine my father was a great hero whose spirit protected these woods. That is something. My old fort. Caretaker was furious when she found I had built this. I wonder what she was really afraid of. I never got the chance to truly know my mother. Only the monster she became. The Standing Stones. There is powerful magic at work here. Interesting. The Great Seer, known as Endra Moore, is buried here. Much like Nico, her powers came dangerously close to crossing the line. But she was among the most loyal of the Midnight Suns. I need to find the next moon seal. I need to find the next moon seal. The goddess of order approves. Just what I was looking for. She does not see it happening. Does not seem right to intrude in their space. I should come back at night. That is usually how these things work.
Hunter, just in time. His royal weirdness and I were deciding what to do with that nasty little Hydra gift box you found.
Ah, yes. The spooky crate.
The very one. Though it is far from any mere container, I assure you. I am detecting powerful emanations from inside. If this is a sign of what Hydra is after, I fear we are all in grave danger.
My offer still stands. I could fly the thing up and nuke it in orbit. Only way to be sure.
Or we could open it, Tony, and perhaps use the mystical energies I sense inside to our advantage.
Yeah, I heard a "we" in there. Green goopy gamma serums are one thing. I'm not opening boxes full of mummy curses.
You don't have to. Hunter, if you'll allow me.
Your second funeral, boss. You're looking well, Chief. Caretaker isn't big on the idea of hardwiring this place to an arc reactor. As far as I can tell, power here is distributed mostly via cobwebs and ghost farts anyway. Thanks to the miracle of modern hellfire, we have a near-limitless power source that, for whatever reason, burns ice cold. So much for science, right? Does this place smell funny to you? It's not the hellfire. There's something funky about here. I just can't seem to place. Keep knocking them dead, Chief. Lilith won't know what hit her. Starting to feel like your old self yet? Ooh, new coil. Let's get to work. Let's see what we've got here. How long did you say you were exposed to this thing? It's... You're welcome, Hunter. See you, Hunter. How goes it, Hunter? Or is it the Hunter? All this time I figured these flames were connected to some kind of underground caldera. Boy, was I wrong. I'm convinced now there's something down there, under the forge. Seriously, ask Strange. It's monster breath. It's just like riding a bike. Or maybe a horse in your case.
We desperately need to get into this crate. If Hydra is now working to acquire mystical antiquities, then our situation is very dire indeed. We need to find a way to gain the upper hand.
And you think you can do it with whatever is in the container?
Tony has one of the greatest scientific minds that I've ever seen. I, of course, have an unparalleled understanding of the mystic arts. I have no doubt that we can find a way to research whatever we find in there and have it work in our favor. I just wonder what it could be.
Do you think this will be enough to give us an edge?
I hope so. Whatever it is, it's quite powerful. I'm relying on my instincts here, but truly that's all I have to rely on until I can find a way to access the Sanctum's archives again.
That seems a bit risky.
Right now, with the Sanctum out of my reach, I'm fighting with one hand tied behind my back. Metaphorically, that is. If I can find items to research, I can give the Midnight Suns every possible advantage over Lilith and her disciples.
I look forward to seeing what you come up with.
Me too, Hunter. Now, all this talk is going nowhere unless we can get this container open and study what's inside. Step up to the anvil, Hunter. It doesn't bite. Your power grows with each passing day, Hunter. There's more to this workspace than meets the eye, Hunter. These flames aren't born of any fire. Were I less skilled in the art of meditation, Tony's presence here would be extremely disruptive. As it stands, he still manages to be a minor annoyance, even on the astral plane. Despite what the name might imply, I doubt we'll be doing any traditional forging per se, although I did hear Tony mention something about a magnetic field induction not really my area of expertise. You'd think with the Abbey having such expansive grounds, I wouldn't be forced into a communal workspace. I suppose we all have to take one for the team occasionally. The magics involved in moving the Abbey and its surrounding grounds were nothing short of remarkable. These flames have likely burned for hundreds of years, if not longer. There's more to this workspace than meets the eye, Hunter. These flames aren't born of any fire. Well, hello there. Were I less skilled in the art of meditation, how may the Sorcerer Supreme assist you? Hoary hosts of Hoggoth. I can hardly believe it.
What? Is it worse than you expected?
No, it's totally unexpected. It's the Eternity Dagger. This was in a place of honor in my bedchamber in the Sanctum for years. The Sanctum Sanctorum is no common domicile to be burglared. These barbarians have no idea what they possessed.
Or perhaps they did. Maybe these artifacts are exactly what Faustus and my mother were after to begin with.
A distressing thought. If they had my dagger, then who knows what others of my priceless possessions have passed through their greedy fingers. The cube of nothingness. The tear of Profia, and most worrisome of all.
Your toothbrush? You, had a little coffee thing going on this morning with your breath?
Oh, Tony.
Sorry. Doc's right, Hunter. I drank 3 glasses of holy water just to walk through the Sanctum's front door. Place is like a doomsday vault for all sorts of supernatural nastiness. We need to put a lid on this mess. Pronto.
I believe Carol is already working on it.
At last. Now that this artifact has been returned to its proper owner, we shall see if we can make use of the mystic forces contained within. These were relatively common at one point in history.
Hey, Hunter, got a sec to spare?
You moving into the forge, Hunter? You've been here more in the past few days than I have since ever. The forge is pretty badass, but the creature trapped inside riles up my own inner demon. Speaking of, there's something you should know about me.
You are bonded with the spirit of vengeance?
Damn, you're good. How could you tell?
You are not the first spirit of vengeance to join the Midnight Suns. I fought beside another just a few days... 3 centuries ago.
Oh man, sometimes when I have crap to work through, I like to get my blood pumping. Why don't we hit the yard for a sparring session? I know Sparky's excited to meet you.
Sparky?
That's what I call my spirit of vengeance. His real name is something you'd see written on a symbol, but with like 12 apostrophes. Also, he's not allowed inside after the incident with caretaker Sumerian sofa.
It would be my honor to spar with a spirit of vengeance.
Wow, he's real excited. Never thought he'd get bouncy, but here we are. Okay, let's do this. I'll get Blake to set things up. Won't take a minute.
I will head to the yard. When you and Sparky trade places, what does he look like?
He's the guy with the flaming metal skull and hellfire chains. Kinda hard to miss.
Intriguing. Fascinating.
Hunter, ready to get your burn on? I'm talking training with Ghost Rider.
Spirits of vengeance train the hardest.
Captain Marvel beat me at cards. Mm-hmm. Yet another phrase I never expected to say out loud. I wish I knew how to cook.
You could learn.
Meh, that requires effort.
I finally understand why Tony complains so much about the youths.
You're one to talk tricentennial. You ruined it for the rest of us with your Wainwrights and your Dropsy and your lamplighting guilds.
Get an apprenticeship, you vagabond.
All right, maybe I'll talk to Robbie. He's good in the kitchen.
What does he cook?
The kind of food you can't find on this coast.
A taste of home?
Kinda. You don't know what you're missing until it's a distant memory, you know?
More than most.
Mm-hmm. I really needed that. The other day, Tony Stark made some crack about avocado toast. Why are the elderly so obsessed with food?
Hunter.
Hello. Better get over there, Hunter, before Flamehead burns the place down waiting on you. We all had to start somewhere, even me.
Doing okay?
It's nothing.
What is wrong?
I can't play darts anymore.
Why not?
I can't lose. I get the max score every game. I can even pull off some crazy Robin Hood shots. I've tried blindfolds, facing away from the board, and one-finger throws. Perfect score, every time.
You need to find something to replace darts.
Like what?
If physical activity is too easy for you, why not try something different?
Tony always tries to get me to play Go. That's because it's the only scenario where he knows he can kick my butt.
So learn how to play. Beat him at his own game.
Maybe. He's insufferable when he's winning. Always gets under my skin.
Then the game you are really playing is learning not to let Tony under your skin.
That's clever. And it'll freak him out. Yeah, okay. I'll try it. We're doing this again. Make plans. I'm trusting you, Hunter, that none of these will poison me. That was a worthy hangout, Hunter. Stay hungry. You'll get there.
You have not set anything on fire today, have you?
You know, the end of the world is really messing up my travel plans.
Where did you plan to go?
All over the place. Calcutta, Vladivostok, Cape Town, Perth. Maybe swing through Transia on the way back.
I see. You are going to these places to hunt vampires.
No. Maybe. It's not the primary reason, but yes, it might happen.
Then why do you want to travel?
Meet up with some other vampire hunters across the world, share some new tactics.
So it is about hunting vampires.
So you think you're clever for guessing the professional vampire hunter wants to hunt more vampires?
No. Maybe.
That's what I thought. There better be a next time. We better get back to stopping the prophecy now.
Bad guys better start running.
Hope you don't mind me spearfishing.
We don't cook enough around here. Everyone does their own thing. We should have a night where we all bring something to the table. You know, potluck? We could start a weekly tradition. Hey, I make a mean carne asada.
Must be hard not to burn the steak when you are made of fire.
I tried that once.
And?
And Hellfire grilled steak is 5 kinds of nasty. Okay, we're doing this. Give me a few days to put this together. And then, coming soon to an abbey near you, Midnight Suns, the potlucking. Too much?
A bit.
I'll work on it. Always great to hang with you, Hunter.
You're looking well, Hunter.
You used to be a surgeon?
Yes. What seems like long ago.
Do you miss it?
No.
You are not usually so brief.
Stephen Strange, the surgeon, was a very different person. Selfish, vain, and prone to grandiose delusions of grandeur.
What could cause you so much shame?
I cared more for personal status than my patients. Most of those were wealthier clients who could afford the procedures. I did no harm, mind you, but for all my talent, I can't say I did much good.
I shall fondly await our next outing. I was impressed by your chiaroscuro technique, Hunter.
Despite what the name might imply, I doubt we'll be doing any traditional forging.
Hey.
The time for punishment is here. Bad guys better start running.
I still say we should have built a firing range first.
Like playing with fire.
Maybe you should be the spirit of vengeance.
Hunter, report to the war room. We've got a mission.
Nice to get some fresh air. Hardly any cobwebs or ghosts out here.
Regardless of what Mr. Stark thinks, the mirror table was guiding our hand.
You called for me, Captain?
Keep telling ya, Carol works too, but yeah, I did. Now that Tony's finally starting to get a handle on his gremlin problem, I've been able to put Central to good use. Got a lead on some particularly gnarly Hydra operations happening in the city, but we need to move fast if we want to intercept them in time.
Then let us get going.
My thoughts exactly. There's just one problem, though. We seem to have lost our gatekeeper, Magic.
Lost?
Well, I updated her on the mission. She said something I can only assume to be a prolific swear word in Russian and disappeared. Literally. And with no magic...
There is no passage to New York. Or anywhere, for that matter.
Now you see my problem.
Do not worry, Captain. I will locate and alert her of the team's needs.
There's that can-do, get-it-done, old-timey prophesied savior of humanity attitude I was hoping to see today. Still, you better hurry. Not sure how long Hydra will remain in their current position.
Then I shall make haste.
Yes, you hasten as much as you can, Hunter. Not much more I can tell you, Hunter. Though I did hear her mutter something about Wanda right before she poofed away. Maybe that helps.
Thanks, Captain. I shall find her.
It's a strong start, I'll give you that. Training pays off.
If you've come to ask me where Magic is, the answer is, I don't know. She doesn't talk to me very much anymore. She blames me for Wanda. I fear if she doesn't let her go, it will cost us all. Go find her and talk some sense into her, will you? We don't have much time. Go find her and talk some sense into her, will you? We don't have much time.
Nico, do you know where Magic is? We need her.
Let me guess. To open another portal? She's getting a little tired of being the only person here who can do that. Can't say I blame her.
This is serious, Nico. Where is she?
Not sure. But I know she's been looking for Wanda's grimoire, so maybe check in Wanda's room?
Thanks for your help.
It's hard to watch TV when the world is falling apart around us. Feels like we should be doing more. I would love to get some hoverboards. I really want to race Ghost Rider on hoverboards. Tony Stark used to be the ultra-rich jerk I saw on TV. Now, he's the ultra-rich...
Got a minute, Hunter? Crazy world you woke up to, Hunter. Hydra running around causing trouble. Apocalypse prophecies. The Bronx.
It is indeed, Daywalker.
And that op against Faustus. The way Captain Marvel just absorbed that bomb. Unbelievable, isn't it?
Yes, she is quite the marvel.
I see what you did there, and you're not wrong. Never met a gal who could throw me into the sun before.
She is a formidable ally in our struggle against Lilith.
Hell yeah, she is. Smart, quick-witted, fearless, hell, she even glows.
And do you find all of your allies equally impressive?
Yes. No. Wait, what are you trying to say?
You are not used to expressing feelings of affection, are you?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
My apologies.
And if I did, this ain't my first rodeo, you know?
Of course it is not. Whatever a rodeo is.
Yeah. Well, now that that's settled, maybe I should go sharpen my stakes or something. And maybe we should keep this chat to ourselves for now. Caretaker's never exactly been bubbly, but the last couple of months, she's been in a real bad mood.
You'd think with the Abbey having such expansive grounds, I wouldn't be forced into...
Well, Caretaker isn't big on the idea of hardwiring this place to an arc reactor, as far as I can.
What is it, Charlie? Find something? Hey, Charlie Warley puppy face.
Well met.
This room belonged to the Scarlet Witch, did it not?
Wanda. It belongs to Wanda. Let me guess. You are to ask me to do the one thing the others value me for. Opening their precious portal. Well, I am in the middle of something. Come back later.
It is never easy to lose a comrade. I know this too well.
We did not lose Wanda. We let her go. Before any of this started. Wanda's first grimoire. Agatha gave it to her when she was teaching her witchcraft, the dark arts. She was trying to help Wanda control her powers. She would never let me read it. So now I read it.
I do not suppose there are any spells in there that will banish Lilith and save the world.
Hard to say. These incantations appear to have been written for Wanda alone. Maybe a world without Wanda is one we are not meant to save. I know what she's going through. To come face to face with true evil itself. To be dragged to some hell dimension so hot that your soul is scorched black. Your heart so filled with soot that it chokes out all the bright parts of you. Until you are just a dark thing of smoke and ash. I cannot let such a fate happen to her.
We will find her. I can feel it.
And just who will find her? Caretaker? The Avengers? Do not try to fool me with your false empathy, Hunter. I know Caretaker will never waste the resources looking for her.
Ileana, just open the portal.
You are like an Avenger. All you do is take. You expect too much. Okay, I will open your damn portal. It is times such as this that I wish someone else here could drill holes through space and time. Perhaps Doctor Strange should spend less time tinkering with Tony Stark in the Forge and focus more on his magic. No matter. I will be there when you are ready, Hunter. Goodbye. Yes? You have problem?
Hey. It's good to see you getting back on your...
I take it you found our gatekeeper. Then let me explain what's going on. When Hydra isn't preoccupied with world-ending scenarios, they spend a lot of their free time terrorizing the citizens of New York through various low-level operations. It's fairly routine stuff for heroes these days, and worst case, we'll still get some fresh intel in the process. Why don't you check the mirror table and see what we've got on our plate? Looks like you're off to a good start. I did the math. It would actually be faster for me to fly.
So what is stopping you?
A shockwave would shatter most of the glass in my approach path.
I kinda wanna see that.
Not if you're wearing shades.
Step to the portal. Yes?
We're sending you straight to the coordinates Captain Marvel identified in New York. Dr. Banner has confirmed that the gamma signatures in the area match those of Faustus's weapon. We need to recover whatever intel we can if we're going to find out exactly what's going on down there.
Service.
Looks like Captain Marvel was right on the...
Heroes. A single world-ending calamity is never enough to satiate your appetite for destruction. You insist on meddling further, forcing our hand yet again.
Oh, that's just lovely. Faustus has a radio. I'm assuming whatever Hydra is attempting to flee with on that chopper is our target. I suggest we stop it and see for ourselves.
for Hydra.
Let's do it! You'd think after 80 years of failure, Hydra would throw in the towel already.
That's not good.
You are lucky to still be breathing.
Lucky shot. Taking the shot.
That's still not gonna be enough.
Good. I could use some more practice.
You don't even know what it is you're pursuing. The Gamma Disruptor you so narrowly escaped with in our last encounter was only the beginning.
Show yourself to me, Faustus, and I will open more than your eyes.
Such ferocious spirit. You truly are your mother's child, Hunter.
Exactly what I needed. Playtime's over.
something.
Is that all?
We serve until the end!
You're mine.
You just made a big mistake. Take advantage while they focus on me.
On Alpha, reinforcing.
This doesn't happen often.
The helicopter is back in action. Finish it off while we have the chance.
Behold the light's gift. How invigorating.
Take this.
That's one hell of a move.
Not a problem.
some for the rest of us.
I'll handle it.
Pathetic.
Our loyal soldiers aren't the simple punching bags you've come to expect, are they? Somehow these humans, these mere mortals, dare to stand against ye fearsome gods. All is possible with Mother!
Let's do this.
Nice move.
One more time.
I feel great.
Let's see what you are made of.
That was something.
The light will heal you. Let us see if we have an answer for this.
Regroup at position Tango. As ordered. Take them out.
That helicopter's about to take off, and with it any hope of understanding what this madman is actually ranting about.
We will stop it. Now I see why so many fear your strength.
I'm on it.
Time to get.
I think I can arrest you for that in New York, Blade.
Well done. Seems like that's the last of them.
Last. There are more heads to the Hydra than you will ever comprehend, heroes. This is a minor setback at most.
Well, at least we don't have to listen to you any longer today. I consider that alone a victory. Well done. If Hydra wasn't paying attention before, they are now. Stay sharp.
Count on it.
Privyet, Hunter.
Feeling a chill, Magic?
You could say that. I've been staring at the night sky trying to figure it out.
Figure what out?
You're observant, Hunter. You tell me.
You are trying to figure out how to bring Wanda back.
Close, Hunter. But no. Something much more sinister has grabbed my attention.
Sinister?
When I was holding the trans-dimensional door for you back there, I sensed something was at the docks with you. Something dark and familiar.
What did you see, Ileana?
I did not see, I said. I sensed something there. But that's not the only thing I sensed today.
Oh?
Something has shifted in Limbo, but I cannot quite put my finger on it. All I know is that whatever is happening is also strangely familiar to me. And when all you knew was darkness and despair growing up, that warm, fuzzy feeling of familiarity is not just a warning sign, but an alarm bell.
We should inform the others of any potential danger.
Warn them of what? One of Magic's airy-fairy gut feelings? The Avengers are already unsure of us. I do not need to add to that. Best not say anything until I am better able to articulate it. I'd like to be left to my thoughts now, Hunter. I still have a lot of thinking to do, while I try to make sense of what I felt at the docks and the energetic shifts that ripple through Limbo. I will let you know if I do. You must have slipped. Yes? You have problem? Yes?
Hey, for someone they just dug up, you look pretty fresh. It's good to punch Hydra in the face, but they feel like a red herring. Okay, a black and red herring, but still.
It's almost a shame we have to waste your talents on Hydra, but I suppose if we don't dispose of them, no one will. In any case, impressive work, Hunter. Ah, Hunter, another successful operation against the forces of evil, I see. Even the most trivial of victories will no doubt prove crucial to our overall efforts. Hail, Holy One! Or is it unholy? Yet to be determined. No objective is ever too big or too small for our attention. Good work, Hunter. Each success is another blow to the morale of Hydra. Even under Lilith's spell, they're still only human after all. I'm consistently amazed that Hydra is still able to find new recruits despite the number of crushing defeats they seem to endure. You would know better than I, but from what I understand of Lilith, I certainly wouldn't want to be a surviving Hydra soldier having to return to face her in defeat. Lilith's forces were badly outmatched, but how could they not be with an assembly of heroes like this? Another successful strike against the forces of evil. Things are progressing quite well, Hunter. Lilith is running out of time. She can't afford to suffer these kind of setbacks often. It's almost a shame we have to waste your talents on Hydra, but I suppose if we don't...
I will see if I can find you a treat later.
We aimed high and we hit our marks.
I remember when I used to go out on these missions myself. At least I can always rely on you to get the job done. They don't all need to be battles against some infamous demonic threat. Sometimes a nice straight fight is all you need. Don't downplay the importance of winning these minor battles. We need everyone to stay sharp. Every mission is important, especially when you're still learning to work with new allies. Keep this up, and I doubt Lilith will have a leg to stand on by the time we find her. I remember when I used to go out on these missions myself. At least I can always rely on you to get the job done.
I'm glad to see you're getting comfortable with the words of power, Hunter. If you're going to continue our little investigation of the Abbey, they'll be vital to your success.
Investigation?
A side project, but a potentially transformative one. With my blessing, Wanda was working to uncover what may be the most powerful.
Just what in the hell do you think you're doing in here?
Standing in the library?
I've given you free rein so you could get back on your feet. But I never thought you'd pull something like this.
What is it you think I am doing, exactly?
Don't be coy. It does not suit you. I told you how hard it's been since we lost Agatha. Instead of letting it rest, you decide to reopen the wound?
Oh, Sarah. I never thought of this place like that.
Of course you didn't. And now, it's done. Why should I ever stand in your way?
That anger wasn't meant for you, dear. You know that, right? Don't hold it against Sarah.
She may try to mask her feelings, but you know she is struggling with what happened. Why are you hiding from her?
For most people, the captivating relationships of their lives are formed over a matter of days and years. Sarah and I spent centuries together exploring this world, fighting the darkness, watching cities and even nations form and then crumble. And yet we persevered together.
You still have not answered my question.
It may be difficult to understand, but she needs this time. Sending Wanda away, sealing the library, that elaborate memorial she conjured up, she didn't waste any time trying to bury what happened.
You are right. I do not understand.
It isn't up to me to reveal myself. It's up to her to accept what happened and allow herself to grieve. When that happens, we'll see each other again, but not before.
I trust you will do what is right for Sarah. So, what is it you are looking at here?
Yes, we should get back to the real reason I asked you to meet me here. Wanda's journal. The Abbey grounds have a great deal of history. Many of its secrets remain hidden, even after all this time.
Even to you?
Even to me. Wanda had taken to exploring the grounds in search of a strange energy we both sensed. Knowing that Sarah had no intention of waking you to investigate, Wanda felt it was up to her to take your place. Of course, being the clever girl that she is, her notes are written in an ancient, transient cipher that I've only just begun to understand. Have a look at the first entry. There's something you need to read.
You said something earlier about the blood.
In a world full of mysteries, the blood have managed to remain even more mysterious than most. They were an ancient race, said to be born of the Elder Gods. As I understand it, they were very strict about maintaining their bloodline. That's probably why you don't hear about them very often. And yet, here you are, one of their direct descendants.
Are there others?
It's quite possible. But even if there are, they might not even know it themselves. Somehow, I take comfort in that.
What they do not know cannot hurt them.
Indeed.
After our last battle, what happened to Lilith?
You were in the woods. You and your mother obviously came to blows. But we found no wounds, no evidence of what happened at all. A silent, deathly embrace between mother and child. We had hoped you would both find peace in the next life.
But she's not buried here?
No. We entrusted her to the Knights of Wundagore. the ancient protectors of your ancestral homeland in Transia. I don't think they ever expected to contend with an organization like Hydra, and I doubt Lilith spared any who survived her reawakening. There's something you need to read. There's something you need to read.
Interesting. Ah, I see.
There's something you need to read. I'm sure it still seems a bit cryptic, but Wanda was definitely onto something. If you remember my altar, that's where she was conducting her experiments.
An investigation that involves experiments? Why do I feel like you are going to get me into trouble?
Since when has that ever stopped you? Let's meet out at the altar. I'll try to do a better job of explaining from there. Charlie will show you the way if you've forgotten.
Here's to hoping we find out the truth about Wanda and Agatha one day. Caretaker doesn't like talking about what got Agatha killed in here.
Before we go inside, we should take a moment to reflect on Agatha.
We're gonna need the collective knowledge.
It does not seem right to intrude in their space.
Like most things on the grounds here, there's more to this place than meets the eye. Do you remember the words I taught you as a child?
Are you going to make me say it?
Humor an old, dead woman.
Ugh. Hocus pocus.
You haven't lost your touch, dear. The words may be simple, but these plinths won't appear for just anyone. Each represents one of the basic elements, their power activated only by the elemental rods they would normally be holding.
And where are the elemental rods now?
Scattered to the wind, unfortunately. A side effect of Wanda's experiments here.
Let me guess.
That's right. I want you to find the missing rods and return them here. Hopefully, as I decipher Wanda's journal, her notes will aid in the search.
But you have not actually told me what the greater purpose is here. What are we doing this for?
All in good time, dear. After what happened with Wanda, I'd rather you take things slowly. In fact, I don't want you overthinking this little project. There's no rush and you don't have to help if you don't feel like it. But there is one more thing before I head back to the library.
An arcane key.
Just a little something. A token for your efforts so far. The key can be used to open that chest nearby. Like so many other oddities around here, those chests tend to appear before those who deserve them most. Make yourself that person.
That seems intentionally vague.
It's more fun that way, isn't it? I'll be in the library working on the translations if you need me, dear. Good luck.
Perhaps I should try this somewhere else. The old magic still holds. So what was Wanda up to here? Only one more to go. There. Finished.
The moon seals are ancient talismans of the old gods. And in your case, they are the keys to unlocking an even greater gift.
Is that why Wanda was here? In pursuit of this gift?
Just as we started with you as a child, I allowed Wanda to experiment here, with the hope of focusing her powers through training in basic elemental magic.
But that is not what happened.
Wanda's connection to the old gods, to Chthon, was not the same as yours. She isn't descended from the blood, and the trials weren't meant for her.
But you knew this before she started?
I did. And you should understand that I regret not putting a stop to her efforts sooner.
Then what really happened here?
When Wanda tried to use this moon seal to access the next trial, the Blood Gate didn't open. But the seal's power did have an effect. She had visions, both terrible and somehow alluring at the same time. What started as idle curiosity became a compulsion for her.
And now I am on the same path. So where is the next Blood Gate?
Beyond the Standing Stones, if memory serves. I doubt you'll have any trouble finding it. We may have woken you up to save the world, but just think where the Abbey would be without your efforts, Hunter. The magical energies flowing through the grounds are converging on the altar, drawn to it like moths to a flame.
As a child, it never occurred to me how important this altar was to you.
Where would a fabled witch be without her various accoutrements? Just as your swords are an extension of your power, so too are my altar, the cauldron, and the library.
And now that the altar has been restored?
It's time we start using them to our advantage. Come by the library tomorrow night, and we'll conjure something together. Oh, and thank you again for the help, dear. Can you feel it in the air, Hunter? The altar is humming with magical energies, just waiting for the right invocation.
What would Wanda want with your altar?
What can I say? Some people have a curious, adventurous itch that just has to be scratched. I was one of them, and so was Wanda. Caretaker, not so much, but I see it again in you, Hunter.
So you encouraged her exploration?
Of course. Why wouldn't I? What good is being as powerful as we are if we're just going to spend all our time cooped up within these walls? What's the worst that could happen? You got me there, dear. Never a dull moment. Feeling well today, dear? Need something, dear? Hunter? It's always good to see you. Something on your mind? Hello, Hunter. Yes, dear?
This is a little cryptic.
It's a clue. Don't worry if you can't solve her riddles all at once. I'll translate new clues every night.
But the Abbey grounds are huge. How will I know where to look?
You used to love running around these grounds as a child. If you need a refresher, study your map. I see you found another of our mystic landmarks. These are the Standing Stones. Your ancestors among the Blood used them to converse with the Elder Gods.
How does that work?
Members of the Blood would gather among the stones and enter a sort of meditative trance. They say the gods would hear their thoughts, but the Blood never knew for sure who was listening on the other end. Some of the older texts refer to a series of glyphs etched on the stones, but at first glance they seem to have been scoured clean by time itself.
Could they still be revealed somehow?
You read my mind, Hunter. I suspect the glyphs are still here. They just need the right words of encouragement, if you catch my meaning.
What do you know about the moon seals?
Presumably forged by the gods themselves, I like to think of a moon seal as both a lock and a key. With the right power, wielded by the right person, the energy of the seal is unleashed, creating a conduit to the Elder Gods.
And I am that right person?
Just another benefit of being descended from the Blood. Lucky you, dear.
Where did the words of power come from?
Well, I often call them blessings or gifts of the old gods. The words of power are actually powerful invocations tuned to the unique energies found in descendants of the Blood.
And Caretaker used the words as well?
Of course, dear. Sarah used the words of power on the Abbey grounds just as you do today. Many of the areas you encounter that seem receptive to these spells are actually the result of Sarah's frequent undertakings. Hello, Hunter. Something on your mind?
That is something.
I should have known you'd wind up here eventually. You were somehow always here as a child.
If only I had known him. And still you masked even this from me. My own father's grave.
It wasn't you I was hiding it from. I've been making a lot of apologies to you lately. Now, they probably don't mean that much. But I am sorry, Hunter. Lilith's relationship with your father went against our ways, our purpose, or so I believed at the time. It was the Elder Gods themselves who first breathed life into us. Human notions like falling in love couldn't possibly be part of their plan.
And then you met Agatha.
If only I'd realized it sooner. I might have been a little kinder towards him, especially at the end.
What happened?
A great sickness came upon this area just before you were born. Your father was one of the first to fall.
With all your power, the two of you, you could not save him?
Lilith was a gifted healer, but this was no ordinary plague. The corruption went beyond his physical body. In the end, there was nothing we could do.
What did Lilith do?
She did what anyone would have done. She grieved. But in her grief, she lost herself, and her grief turned into anger.
Is that when you took me from her?
It wasn't long after that. Things started to fall apart before my eyes. I couldn't see another way out but to run.
The plague that turned her into the mother of demons?
No, this was something else, but cut from the same cloth. Your mother was no longer the woman I knew. The sister I had fought alongside for centuries. She was gone.
I have never heard you talk this way before, Sarah.
It's hard to walk the grounds here without churning up so many old memories. Maybe now you understand why I don't venture out here that often anymore.
You were not affected by the plague?
We were all affected, whether we were among the sick or not. I'm sure there was a time when your mother and I both would have just as soon join the dead than continue to watch the villagers suffer.
I cannot imagine you ever reaching that point.
Lilith may have been the most skilled herbalist in the New World. I saw her perform near miracles with the potions she concocted from the plants in her garden. She was consumed by the idea of finding a cure.
But she never found one.
No, despite her efforts, nothing ever worked.
I can see how that would be a dark time for both of you.
With darker times still to come.
Thank you, Sarah. Your timing may need work, but I appreciate the honesty.
Anything for you, Hunter. Anything.
If only it were always this easy to bring a family together.
Salutations.
Tell me about my father.
Believe it or not, you could thank your father for those good looks of yours. There is a striking resemblance.
I only have the faintest memory of him. What was he like?
He was honest, a working man, you could say, authentic. Of course, I still didn't like him, but that wasn't really his fault. I'm old enough to admit that now.
But he loved my mother?
He loved her, and she was smitten with him. As the story goes, they were happy together. For a time.
Until I came along?
You were an unexpected gift, but a welcome one. Your father was very proud.
I wish I could talk with him now.
I know that feeling all too well, kiddo. They don't all need to be battles against some infamous demonic threat. Sometimes a nice straight fight is all you need. Don't downplay the importance of winning these minor battles. We need everyone to stay sharp. Hey.
The second Bloodgate. I should warn you, Hunter. You may find the trial ahead more difficult than I originally let on. The gods will push you harder, and you might very well fail.
And if I do?
You dust yourself off and you get back in there. Or you train, rethink your approach, and come back later, when you feel ready.
And what if I am hurt? Or worse still, what if something happened to Charlie?
Neither of you will be harmed, dear. That's not what this is about. The Elder Gods want to see what you're made of, but they're not out to get you. Well, except Cathan, but you already knew that.
Then I should make an attempt while I am here.
I'm sure you'll be fine. Just enjoy yourself. You're the only one getting an opportunity like this.
I will do my best.
Oh, and Hunter? I should mention, you'll only be able to make one attempt at the trials per night. Even the old gods grow weary of their children eventually. Good luck. When many of the Elder Gods were corrupted and became what we would call demons, the god Atum, born from Gaia herself, was set upon our world to slay these monsters. In that sense, the two of you have had a shared purpose. Fight well, Hunter, and he may just honor you with his blessing.
I can feel her corruption spreading. You are too weak for this fight. Your mother abandons you. Feel my call. I am impressed. I saw a move like that once, centuries ago. I will hold the line.
Atum was unleashed and made quick work of the demons, but in the process, he became something of a monster himself. He even became known as the Demogorg, the God Eater.
If this is a cautionary tale, your timing could use some work. Once again, Lilith's servants fall. Return to your mother. You were unprepared. Did someone feel a breeze?
The Elder Gods are clearly aware of Lilith's efforts. These beasts may look like her children, but they're only illusions meant to test your skills.
Pathetic. Light will carry you onward. The advantage is mine. Next time, run while you still can. They cannot possibly match your strength. Is that? Our resolve cannot be broken.
I think Blade is honestly jealous that you're getting this extra training in. And with live targets, too.
Was that truly your best? will be disappointed in you. Heal you. This shall be of great help. Now that's a symbol. Was that really your best?
If that doesn't make an impression on Autumn, I don't know what will. Good work, Hunter. With a tomb's help, you shouldn't have any trouble uncovering the more elusive elements hidden throughout the grounds. Why don't you try out his blessing on that stone over there? Try using your new word of power on that stone over there. Try using your new word of power on that stone over there.
Autumn reveals all. Autumn does not answer. Autumn be praised. This is which sign? If it was here, Autumn would show me.